Trumua. And I should be done fortuna, maybe so ya, ye, memma, tasso didn't dinner 1 person, 1 minute. Now a bear man, Etia says a media name Paul back on a corner, 7 a tasso photo. Now, Fay, be a church, your yamia bonnet pepper. Nemo, me, uncle bear ma. Chere say, about some aqua, or no moment I'm a pen, and him didn't dreno. And no, and I'm a penno. And a man also saw almost the uncrowd, fair cry. Almost saw a bar or bar. No one some my to a gun, I see MTRCNT. And Marano call gun, I'm not sure with the fear. Emma, you to me, edge trumú, Naka sop, or my penidin and sa ever shassia. Any pebble tabri at the court Supreme Court said there be. Almost your moasia empty. Enti no woman tiasie samra no e wasi egu no eni wasi agitumu no e wonsam no kopre Supreme Court na ne wo ma tena so mo de atemu aba abontene se de mra no etie no se court o twe ho manso no ye ntimi ntena so nka se ya je atum chinchina atwa je se manso ni nyina ba wieye ansa e na omampani se ode nsa hyase omampani na nadodanko Akufo Addo ekasi su dua wo se ono wo ye lawyer ni a woni mu mra enti se asam ye twe ho da awere wo court dia enwie ewi a afi wono a ebebam na ode nsa ba be hyase ene court tena ase the Supreme Court say what do you mean say the last guy said there ben yes the last guy trokrata ten petition the court to Supreme Court say o mechirechirem na wo mosa bill no ntontwene ba bi say sa human sexual rights and family values bill na null and void yan titimu ntontwene ba bi yan broke to son ntontwene ba bi and the Supreme Court say what do you mean what say you unconstitutional when I catch you mramu potin eti say ni ti atwam nyina ne say Supreme Court say ankrofo na ede LGBTQ+ mra no court say wo mo mpene me anyi ntumo no ba ko the last guy Richard the last guy o yan sanchoni no court na bobo no an paper e de ama no na wonye kra wo to atwene ba bi o say wo to asem na to agu enkotra Supreme Court tena ase no penny a wono etina dwamu her ladyship Justice Lovelace Avril Johnson and was in many show Bejo krata akwanam de yenwene hu na wei eya de papa was a Ghana ye show mu na asam no eba beto dwa no na enkomo bebre sha se ebobo efa so edeba na samra na eba ye no Ghana for the do no na atwe na basa no sere se adan na president mpeso ne sa be hyase eno achi kureduru ba bi kura ba ye campaign message ya na yi parties ni bi de ka se an ya mpene ne sa anwum bebre ankofo sa ya na omo to se MPP for be LGBTQ atum Ghana for to aba de ma wo mo a ensem se hwanyan court no se wa to atwene ba bi nti se emra no ho hyehyeye bi e wo ho bia no wo mutimi eye ebra court no de na temu ba abonten wieye e na pa kwasi abadio a wono kasa one Richard Sky edi enkomo na wone senchofo di nkomo kasa kire senchofo ankasa en wono echechiremu oya lawyer pa kwasi ye lawyer wo gina mu edema Richard the last guy a odi asem ne koma Supreme Court say bomontungu no yentie pa kwasi.
You heard what he said. Yes. In full admission, the 7-member panel dismissed our rates. But let me also add that we've not as yet seen the reasons. They are asking us to apply and that it will be available latest by Friday. So for now, we don't have any cogent comments to make until we see the full reason from the court.
One thing that is certain is that your action is good action.
I don't want to preempt the reason of the court. I heard Article 130 being quoted that the action is premature because the law had not blossomed into an act. Therefore, we had no right to come to court. The bill had not blossomed into an act. Therefore, we had no right to come to court. But please, for now, it is just a tip of the iceberg. Let's get a full judgment. Look at it with the lawyer's lenses. then possibly advise our clients on the next step to take.
Councillor Addo, what's the next line of action? I know you are saying that we should wait, go through the judgment, but in any case, are you considering further action?
To conclude that you take a further step. So I will plead with all of us, in fact it is constitutionally binding that we act within the constraints of the law. So please, let all exercise some restraint until we read the full judgment, then we advise ourselves on the next step to take. But bear in mind that it was a seven-member panel. That's one thing we must bear in mind. A 7-member panel. And going for a review will mean an additional judges. And the question we should ask ourselves is, would that make any difference? So we are yet to advise our institutions.
So from the word go, you will be against actually also in a review.
As I said, lead me not into temptation. I've not as yet seen the full reasoning of the court. Who am I to come openly on what next step I'm taking? I believe it is not proper. So please, let's all abide with the timetable of the court. They said latest by this Friday, we'll have the full review.
As my colleague said,
Supreme Court the judgment ba yenkwa appeal bia review na betimi ekọ na magye na say ye go kwa himfa biem asi enti wey eye pa akwasi abadio wono na ye lawyer edema Richard de la Sky se junior wode sa asemi ekọ court so won tiase ema LGBTQ no yenyin ntumu na enimrem unconstitutional no na ba ko so ka ho Professor Amanda Odoi ono so ne de or the crater barriers echo court where the Supreme Court si o ye pentam de no wan so de nie yes Professor de nie si ye hwehwe mi ankenkan ye hwe o imagine crater ya to agu ya dismiss ye no so second LGBTQ suit na Professor Amanda Odoi e file court no eno so ya bo ato agu eno na court no e kasa wie ye no prof ene se for kasai na wone ye kasa ye ntie ne nkomo ni bi na fei ye nhwe se be kwa maso ni amabrako edi nkomo afasa asemi ehu
an interlocutory application that we were proceeding on procedural grounds, you know, so we still have options. Yes, but as we have said, we will wait to hear to see what is in the judgment.
But when you say options, what exactly are you referring to?
Well, I mean, we did not go to court on the contents, on the provisions of the bill. We were proceeding on Article 108, that this is a private member's bill, and based on that, certain procedures needed to be followed. So we want to see what the judgment is and what the arguments have been made concerning what we raised in the application.
And how early are we expected to hear from you?
Well, we will hear from the court on Friday. We will take our time to study it. We will consult with our client, and we will decide what our next steps will be.
You have been following the case right from day one. Are you surprised in any way the decision of the Supreme Court?
Yes, I am surprised.
You're surprised about that?
Yes,
I'm sure that... Disappointed?
Yes.
Okay, we've been hearing Dr. Amanda Oddo. Where is she?
She's not in the jurisdiction.
Okay, all right. Because we hear you may we, so we wanted to clarify that.
No,
point.
we are talking about the lawyers. We are not talking about the plaintiff.
All right, okay. Thank you.
for way Professor Amanda Odoi ono so de krata court to Supreme Court to say enka court no hwe no nka na fe bill na eba amoma pani assign no yentumi MP pamfiri ho na nya ade a eboa tietie nipa bi no mu fa ahodie suo no say court assign egia to agonti enipa mienu ni nyina Supreme Court some of masem ko ekwan mu da ha fe president betimi assign e de amaye na abeye emra
decision. We respect the decision of the appeal, but we disagree with it. We are yet to have the full report, which the court has indicated it to produce on Friday. So when we get it, we'll study it and we'll know our next line of action. So for now, we aren't saying much. I know some people are talking about review and all that, but we have to see the report first.
Should the president go ahead to sign this bill into law, what will be your team's, next line of action again, if I'm honest?
We wait to see if the president will sign. But the record, like I said, is yet to come out on Friday. And so when we have the record and we consult with our client, then we'll see the next line of action. And before then, anything can happen.
What is clear is that the decision of the Supreme Court put finality
to whether the president should sign or not. Parliament can go ahead and then transfer the bill to presidency for the president to sign. Does it affect the future line of your actions? Should you read the reasons and you think that you have anything adverse?
Yes, the decision of the Supreme Court is final, but this is not final. There is another leg of finality to go. There's a review jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, which is available to us if we want to use it. And so it's not final.
Even in the face of 7-0 unanimous decision?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. There have been instances where there have been a 5-0 and an appeal. On a review, it has been overturned. So anything can happen.
Is that to say there will be an appeal?
Review.
That's a review. So we wait to see. So it depends on what is in there in the judgment, and then we can advise us.
All right. Thank you so much.
Now, a better job and a lawyer, Francis Xavier Sosu, our Yamadin, I'm not sure again. Yes, I and a dahono. Mania Gio, Papa, bring a baby, and they say, Supreme Court, I dear, why, pepe, a come. A woman I have fe, why yama dear na ya sempro cra. Wasn't a near J, Yentin and Jenny.
I am a woman crass and Supreme Court entertaining case in the first place. Because and also a man, a heightened suspicion, say Supreme Court, no, a court and executive, use to stifle the work of Parliament and I said to interfere with the work of Parliament. Now, obviously, the Supreme Court, I will say, the executive here na Supreme Court wamuko enti wamuko dia, and if that is a popular will of the Ghanaian people here, and then the Supreme Court must do the right thing by giving the right effect to our laws. And then I'm not surprised the Supreme Court did the decision we have, but it is a welcome decision because at least I may who say ya sign Eddie Pepe and I say sanity and I say yedi limdie assign Eddie Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court of the land. We must have confidence in the Supreme Court to say they will do the right thing. But Sekobani said consistently, they say the Supreme Court in your man. Yeah, to me, the Supreme Court man. Now it means that we are endangering our democracy. But your mechanic say, near one more year, Eddie new hope, and I say Eddie new confidence. Eddie Abasa Supreme Court, I crowd will say, one bay on wood in your mabet to 2 years. Nyayesha and say with this case or more dismissal case, you know, the bill can now go to president. Say president when you know soon tia was he one sign here. Only the near tia was he one sign. One fan to crat also, no from bread parliament. The young friend bit me based on the Yina Parliament who signed in now the president or proposals to be say be amendment clauses to be our president per se sign. Not president man parliament. Now based on the parliament to me proceed. But Samra in particular way and I name say very contentious. And many here, we are trying to say that Parliament transmitting man the common president. Now the president I take a decision say or then in Sabe Chassis and now find the San Chassis. I say one find the San Chassis and in a soon I want me find the San Chassis. Not president me but now na Samra step then do honor and sana ye me abema Richard Sky and this case in the court. With all due respect to Richard Sky and the lawyer Sedin and like I said, that was the offend a premature ejaculation, and I said it was completely premature. Say one moody case, you know, court Emra na Emrani Dani because Supreme Court, you know, so more about laws, you know, and it's a judicial review powers. The act must happen based on which now they can express the constitutionality or otherwise of the law. The law has not been passed. How do you invite the Supreme Court to determine the constitutionality of a Juma Parliament? It's clearly no, it was a miscalculated attempt, and there was no way the Supreme Court could have upheld this case way than to throw it out.
What do you
Penny out and Kane, or no, I am Rashabigani, more month for my dinner, but some person. Lawyer Francis Xavier Sosu.